Hi, and welcome to Strixhaven Ilandara. My camera's angled a bit high, and my name is Emerson, and I'll be your DM. With me is Carly, Deja, Dylan, Trent, and Alexa. We just slaughtered a big baddie for this semester, leveled up, and now we're about to take our finals at the end of the semester. Last session, we kind of wrapped up some of the trauma from the previous fighting and met with some people we were suspicious might be a Auric agent, might have accidentally made other characters suspicious by proxy, not necessarily intentionally. He's just a very competent himbo. But, well, I was talking to Carly earlier about how I accidentally made Kaerthana's boyfriend kind of suspicious and how he just kind of knows everything. Like how he just showed up. And I'm like, no, the whole point is that he's an idiot, but deeply competent somehow. So
Magic.
Yeah, exactly. But also, who knows? Maybe I'm throwing you off the trail. Ha. That was me throwing glitter. Yeah. Also, on a side note, we need to put sound effects in our frickin' Discord because we can upload them. And okay, whatever.
You need to give us permission for that.
I will give you permission for that. Also, fun viewers, yes, the quack. All of you guys can join our fun Discord where we chat and have good thoughts. What? So let's dive into things. This might be a bit of a shorter session, so let's have fun with it. Where we last left off, you guys were kind of getting back. Oh, I hear my voice.
Over on Alexa's side.
Ooh,
Oh, is it me?
how dare
You're in trouble.
you monster.
I thought I fixed it.
Kicked.
Oh no!
I can't tell where it's coming from.
You're good.
Everything's muted.
It's probably feedback from your headphones into your mic.
Well, now it's not doing it.
Yeah, now it's fine. Now it's incredible. So we're good. I just could hear myself and it made me want to die. So yeah. Now, this is why I have not watched any of our streams. I keep on wanting to put in like start times. Haven't. Carly's found all of them because she's amazing. And then I've just sat there on my hands been like, yeah, but no. Oh, fuck, I heard that. Okay.
Everything's muted on my end. I can't find anything.
I don't know. Oh.
Like, it didn't do that the whole time.
No.
We were just fucking around.
I know, but
waited
now
until
it
we
does
were
it,
starting.
Right?
Yeah.
What
Okay,
about
doesn't matter.
now?
We'll figure it out. It doesn't matter too much. It's just my mental health. And then, I'm sorry. I'm in a weird mood. I got like 3 hours of sleep. Okay. So,
Holy shit.
I'm in a fight or fight mood. So, as you guys have kind of settled back into the swing of things, you guys saved the campus, but no one really knows that you've saved the campus. After healing up over the weekend in the infirmary, you guys just get back into classes and nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed.
Emerson, we have to talk to the Dream team. Mavinda and Tavash and
yeah, you're
Dika.
going to.
Okay, I was like, we would have done that.
No, I know. I'm just setting it up because as the things are back to normal, what do you guys want to do? I was gonna say one thing that has changed is that Mina Lee, you mentioned to her that you guys saved the school, and she trusts you all enough to believe that. But she also said she'd give you guys space until you're ready to tell her the story. But as every day passes that you haven't told her the story, Kaerthana, anyways, who works with her, can see the visible stress of the reporter being nervous that her exclusive is going to be leaked somewhere else. So it's just a little bit of the nervous foot bounce, while they're waiting tables, and she's trying not to watch Kaerthana, but obviously, just a little bit of that vibe of I'm trying not to be impatient, but goddamn, I'm very impatient. But yeah, you have a feeling she just has a notepad in her back pocket the whole time whenever she's near you. And so that's for like the first like 2-3 days of the week. And at this point, all of you have kind of healed enough, collected your thoughts enough that you probably would feel at least ready to talk amongst each other about what you want to do moving forward. Whether that's talking to Mavinda about what happened, Mavinda and the Dream Team, as we put it, or to...
What a band name.
Honestly.
Spoilers,
banger.
they're now going to be the band for the school dance. It's decided.
Oh my god.
No, it would not. Those three?
No, Tavash would probably say something along the lines of like, "I would rather be dead."
But rather at least the whole school is undead.
Too
before
cool.
doing that.
Too cool for school.
Yeah,
I thought Kavash was the cool one.
he is. He would not
Yeah,
do that.
they probably are a cool band, but they're not going to perform for anyone.
Yeah. Whereas Nils absolutely would do it, and
Yeah,
then
and we
be
hate Nils. It would be
disappointed
garbage.
in how he didn't get a standing ovation.
Oh my god.
But yeah. Mavinda's a rapper. We already know this. She's on lyrics.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
That was a
I
given.
forgot.
Yeah. That's the thing we need to clip. Okay. So, do you guys want to meet up with each other, figure out what your game plan is moving forward? You still have a good, let's say, half the semester or so. So the rest of this session is going to be just kind of paced out throughout the semester as we work our way to finals, because you guys spent about half the semester saving it, and then now you're just studying. But yeah.
I love how you think we were going to wait to talk to the teachers when there is somebody at the school who wants us to probably be dead. And spider that's
okay,
broken.
that's very
Well.
fair. You also have to
Yeah,
tell
I
them
was
that the
like-
snarl's happening.
Yeah, I was
You
like,
have-
it's
within
day.
the week.
It's the
Yeah.
next day or
Yeah.
the day after that.
I was
Top
wondering-
Summerson.
Okay, good point.
When
Shut
you
up.
said nothing has changed, I was like,
No,
I was like,
that's
because it
bullshit.
takes, well, it takes about a week for the snarl to fully form, so it's gonna
Okay.
hit at like next weekend all of the sudden.
Oof.
But that's fair. So Mavinda, let's go to Mavinda's office, shall we? Mavinda, again, you guys know where her office is in Dapper Wings Manor. The place where you stole the Sassy Sally Jane insulting doll.
Oh yeah, we still don't use that.
I mean, it has no real purpose, but it does exist. That's for sure.
It's bragging rights that you can never brag about.
Yeah, exactly.
uh-huh.
So as you guys go into the office, she's sitting there behind her. Hold on. Do you guys? What time are you going to see her? Like what time? I'm assuming you're going on like Sunday, pretty much.
Like 5 minutes before she's about to go home.
Perfect. Okay. Do you knock or do you just like barge in?
Open the door immediately.
Okay.
It's like the Candace me is like, Mom, holy.
Wait.
Yeah, so do you hear like the chirp of an owl who is surprised as she pulls her head up because she was mid-preening?
Oh my God.
She's like preening her arm. She's like, oh. Please tell me I selected the right thing when I tried to do that. Yes, I did. Cool. As I show you just like a wildly incorrect NPC. I accidentally almost pulled up Aegon, and I'm like, that's not who's here. But
Oh, that's been a while ago.
We'll ask the Aegon question after this scene, but is he back?
Yeah.
he's gonna be hunting you guys down eventually.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit.
Not in a
He said
bad
he's
way.
gonna kill us.
For sport.
Mavinda's there as you guys pop in. She first just sees Syntax and is like, is there something I can... Then she sees the whole group and her face goes a little pale. As she can assume if all of you are here, something else has happened. And then she just says,
Mavinda,
come on in, close the door.
call in the dream team. We can't do this more than once.
Who's that?
I give her the look.
I'll contact Niels and Vash. Sure enough, in like 10 minutes or so, they arrive here.
We've also got Animo with us. That's our one NPC.
Okay, yeah, you
We're not
drag
br- yeah.
Animo along. So if Animo is there, then that also means Dika is showing up for this.
Dika.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. We need.
Oh no.
So you guys have Animo there, just for the audience. And so that means when the dream team is summoned, there is Tavash, as well as Nils, the perpetually disappointed, and Dika, Animo's adopted mother, except Aunt is their cover, but same difference. Guardian, yeah. So as they all filter in, Mavinda takes the lead again, and looks at you all. So, what?
Well, pretty much everything.
While you're
First off-
that's very great syntax, says Tavash. Everything what?
Well, we can start with your news, Tavash. The Auric thinks that you may be a dragon. Mavinda,
What?
another Auric
Why?
agent, wants you personally dead. They have a vendetta against you.
Both her and Tavash just look at each other and shrug at that. Like, that makes sense. And then, but she's like, I'm just hooked on the idea that he's a dragon. She chuckles a little. It's a fun.
Oh, and then the Quandric Spire is gone.
At this point, Dika, who was sipping some tea in the corner so that this could happen, like does the spit take, right? And she's like, the spire's missing. She was Scottish, right? Something like that. I don't know.
She wasn't Scottish.
What the fuck? Okay.
The Spire!
Yeah, the spire's missing? No.
If you had the chance to change your fate.
Her voice was more this, I believe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
just
know.
wasn't Scottish.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't remember.
It's fine. Voices change. Nothing's real.
This is,
The only voice that has stayed consistent is Quintilius, and that's just because you see him constantly. And
And
Xander,
Xander.
because that one was fun. And Greta, so I should... Okay.
Easy to remember those.
Yeah.
Very unique.
Because I also wrote, like, those characters, like, immediately, because I'm like, oh, these will be fun. So, what happened? You went under the campus and...
Kaerthana, do you want to explain the begin? I feel like you were there for most of the beginning and knew what was happening.
Have you noticed how there aren't really any third years at our school at Strixhaven?
Mavinda pipes up. It is true that we have low enrollment in third and fourth years.
I don't
She
mean
furrows her
enrollment.
We shouldn't have low enrollment for third and fourth years. She stands up immediately. This is a problem.
Well,
Is this what you have addressed?
yes, it was a problem.
Nils puts a hand on Mavinda's shoulder, like, sit back down. They've dealt with it. You're fine. And just looks at you all. Continue.
This is all kind of connected with Animo, actually, and his creator and the creation before Animo, Dika. I don't know if any of that rings a bell for you.
Animo will, like, kind of slide up next to you, Kaerth, and be like, I can take it from here if you want me to. And then he explains at least kind of how he explained it to you guys, just what that thing was. He sort of stops, or I should say passes it back to you guys when you start talking about what you've actually done, right? Like how she was influencing the school, the things walking around, how people don't remember. He emphasized all of that. But then he's like, but then they decided to go down, and I went with them, and we also brought an auric mind mage. And he gives like
When
an awkward
Animo
smile.
When Animo mentions the mind mage, Kaerthana kind of just looks at Syntax, letting Sin take that over.
Yeah, Animo's attentive enough that he sees that, and so he too does the like, I'm passing this to Syntax.
So I bet you're wondering how we met this auric agent who we tried to kill at the end. So thanks for having us fight your wars again for you. We deserve badges and medals at this point.
Nils looks very, very unenthused by your statements. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's not buying it. Like, just keep going. Mavinda looks guilty.
Through the process of all of this, we learned that we would need a mind mage, and through just the complicated ways of... They approached us when they kind of learned our situation, and we agreed that if they would help us retain our memories so that we could go through and deal with this, while down there we would let them take care of the spire.
Tavash nods. Logical. I would have done the same. It is a greater threat. There are 3 other spires, even if this destabilizes. It's...
Agreed. And I think on our side, we all knew that this deal was a maybe. We would see if it was possible to stop the auric agent or not.
Understandable, and I assume the auric agent knew that this was your intention as well.
Yes. Well, we got very close to dealing with the issue. But after going through trials and getting through the passageways underneath leading to the spire, we managed to deal with the situation. And then afterwards, the auric agent went to the spire, pulled out a very fancy arrow made by... Does anyone remember the name? I wrote it somewhere, which seems weird.
It's common knowledge. You guys would...
the head of the auric.
Yeah, EXTUS.
Yes. This auric agent, who we can confirm is a student at the school and a mind mage, and at least knows some of us, pulls out an arrow made by Extis. It was very impressive. They planned to shoot that at the spire, and while they were aiming it, I pushed them off of the cliff, perhaps. Which was not the plan until we were there, but it was all just lined up, and we dealt with what we needed to do, and I thought, we'll see what happens. So...
Tavash will chuckle at that, but then, like, squash it down really fast. Nils will shoot him like the I'm going to slit your throat look of, like, how dare you encourage this behavior with children.
Well,
yeah.
I feel bad because we went through a lot together. I was just gonna let them take care of this spire and we'd see how they did it, so we could at least come back and tell you how they were destroying these. But when somebody has turned their back to you and at that point trust you enough after going through cartwheels of social manipulation and deception, you just push them off, I guess.
I'm sorry, I love that you literally just told the teachers, but when someone trusts you that much, you just have to betray them. Which is objectively what you just said.
Yeah, I know.
I fucking
Funnier that
love
way.
it. I fucking love it. Nils will frown further. But Tavash is like Tavash's equivalent of beaming. Which is arguably the way his face is in his official art, right? Like just really
I know
intense.
exactly the face.
Somehow like he's not smiling, but his face is more chiseled than before. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know what it is, but like the lighting. Oh. But yeah, it's yeah.
It's not. We don't push people off all the time, but come on,
He does
were
the like dismissive
destroying
hand
a
of like
spy.
I don't give a shit. To which also just infuriates Nils more. Like at this point, it looks like Nils is gonna like pop a blood vessel on his forehead.
That first arrow did go off, nearly killing us, but they had a second arrow, and we couldn't stop them. So that spire is gone.
Dika seems focused more so on the arrow as she says, "You said that the arrow was made of fractals, but
Yes,
it was rainbow."
It was. It seemed to be able to contain multiple types of energy within it. Very elemental.
Hold on, I'm
You're rolling against yourself. It's always fun.
Mavinda, looking very like, oh, this is a teaching moment. You can see it on her face. Looks over at you and is like, was there particular names for this type of power that might have been in the arrow?
Oh, is this your magic color theory stuff?
Ooh, yes. Exactly. She's very happy, and then both Tavash, all three of the other teachers give her a like, really? Right now? Look. And she's like, I'm a teacher first and foremost. That's my job. But yes, it sounds like it used all the color. Well, now I'm... What? And she just kind of like fluffs back into her chair. But
Seems like a complicated thing for somebody to be talented enough to then have and manipulate all the colors into an arrow. Yes? No?
Dika will
Am
nod.
I stupid?
No, fractals are almost notoriously only green and blue. It's very, very difficult to incorporate in different colors. I was doing the Mavinda voice and then I shifted at the last sentence there, but same difference. It is alarming because it implies a level of prowess that, well, is at the very least on par with a dean.
Maybe it's the dean. Let's get him.
Tavash is like, there are 2 deans for every school. Syntax.
I thought you meant the dragon talking one with the dreadlock. Syntax is smarter than Trent, who plays this once every week, maybe.
You're talking about the speaker for the dragons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I thought we were talking about.
No, the deans are... so actually no one in this room is a dean, but you know one of them because he is... that just really...
Ambrose?
Ambrose is a dean.
But...
Yeah, exactly. But it also implies a level of integration of different colors that deans struggle with, no? Their job is to embody their singular color within the school, Tavash says. They all seem to kind of be just talking back and forth about what level of magic this entails, and you get the implication that it is something very complicated. It is impressive, to say the least. So they look back at you guys eventually. So the snarl is going to be forming in this week. No?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Tavash nods. Dika also nods to this before she adds, I will start monitoring the airflow and evacuate the campus when it seems like it is hitting a critical mass. Then we can stabilize it and move forward. We need to contact the speaker. Agreed.
Well, that's pretty much the main stuff we needed to pass on to you. Besides that, yeah, this Auric agent very much wants to kill you, Mavinda. And they have mind magic power, so I wonder if that goes into some of the issues we talked about before.
She seems to ponder that statement. That would make sense.
By the way, Mavinda, you totally helped us a few times in all of this, and you don't remember, so you might want to sharpen up on your mind.
I do recall meeting you all in Prismari, but I can't seem to recall why. Is that one of those occasions?
Yeah, I can't... Ooh. Oh, why did we... We were in a lot of trouble, and I think we just needed your help.
Well, I'm happy that I was able to help, even if I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also worth noting we all focused very heavily on this, and some of us in panics didn't go to a lot of classes while surviving and trying not to die. So maybe be lenient on finals.
Nils. Nils will say, well, the good news is that you still have a third semester to play catch-up.
Oh. Yay.
Mavinda looks like she might have actually given you some leniency if Nils hadn't said that. And now she has this look of like, yes, Nils is right. But she'll well, she's an owl, so she can't wink, but she will
It's D&D, she can do whatever she wants.
She'll give you like a little like beak clack that like implies, like emotionally implies a wink to Syntax. But yeah, owls don't blink, so it's terrifying. Yeah.
Does anyone have anything else they want to talk about before I get into the monetary the issues of getting us back our potions that we spent our own money at our jobs getting, so that we didn't die to save the school?
Tavash lets out a full-on belly laugh at that, and she's like, "Oh, I like you. Disappointing you're not in Witherbloom, or Silverquill for that matter."
I have other priorities I have to deal with.
No problem. I'm not against it. I just, you've got a bite to you that is amusing. Reminds me of myself when younger.
Oh. We should talk sometime, Tavash. Where do you live?
This is
Tavash,
not the first time you've hit on me. Let's just...
It's not even that. I don't know. You're just intriguing.
Oh my god.
How old are you?
Oh my god. Mavinda will stand at this and be like, well, let's, why don't you give me a list of all of the components and I will reimburse your accounts. Yes? As she kind of steps in to save Tavash. Dika is very amused by this. Nils is very disappointed.
Dika, you should be very proud of Animo. They did a very good job, and they went through some very difficult times.
She gives kind of a proud smile toward him, and then just says, I would expect nothing less.
Well, we gotta go. We have apparently a lot of studying to catch up on.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have anything else you want to add?
Not really.
It might be good for Mavinda to know at least some information about the orc agent, so
as
she
you
can
guys
maybe
are-
keep an eye out.
Yeah, as you're getting ready to leave, Tavash is going to be like, wait, hold on a moment. How does me being a dragon tie into any of this? And I'm not, I will emphasize.
Well,
Good
we
question.
know that. We know you're not the Witherbloom dragon.
I'm sorry, what? They think I'm Beladros Witherbloom. Not
Yes.
just a dragon, but
They don't.
one of
Apparently,
the 5
that's right.
dragons.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
think
yes, one
that
of the-
we think that you're the Witherboom dragon.
We had to get information from them, so we had to come up with a convincing lie of information to learn some stuff.
And you convinced a Auric agent who specializes on mind tricks.
Yeah, we're not sure how it worked either.
Well, they can't read
They
my
can't
mind, so I
read
did a lot of lying.
syntaxes.
Tavash twerks his head at this.
Did you not know this? We all knew this, like at least a semester ago.
I did not know this.
Oh,
I'm sorry, your mind is immune to... That's fascinating. Lilith, you're gonna have to be okay.
I was wondering if that's what it was.
It's because my sister
comes in for help. Go away!
My sister is obviously eating food in the other room, and my door is closed, so how dare I? The problem is if I let her out there, it'll be this way, but to come back in. So, like, I don't know. Oh, now she's shoving her paws underneath the door, because that'll work. Life is unfair. The implication of that is complex. I've talked to your friend Nim.
I was like, which one?
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, but she's so loud.
Oh, I can't hear it.
I can just a little bit.
That's such a stupid way of holding it.
Well, she's so small, I can grab her with one hand, and then she's like, well, I guess this is me now.
It's like those joke photos on Tinder of
Yeah,
guys
they're like,
holding up
"Ew."
fish.
But he's like, I've spoken to your friend Nim at length about their situation, but it seems like, well, I'm probably the best person to speak to about your situation as well, Syntax. If you care to speak about your situation, I don't claim to know what is going on with you.
Sure, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing.
I am well, my specialty is soul manipulation.
Okay.
Oftentimes, not having a mind to read implies a lack of identity.
Oh. Yeah, let's talk. Alexa, I can hear the repeaty.
I know I'm seeing it going off, but I'm clicking through so many different things. I have no idea what it's.
You're working on it, so we'll figure it out eventually, as long as you know it's happening.
Do you want to just mute until you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hold on. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sure, let's. You can. I've always felt like I lacked an identity.
He chuckles a bit. Keep in mind, this is the name of a component. It does not mean that you truly lack a sense of self. It is just one of the many terms we use.
We'll talk another time.
Of course, this is private information. Sorry. But I would be lying if I said I am not Well, my curiosity is piqued. You're obviously more than just something for me to be curious with. You're a full person, but again, I am an academic.
No, I need help with all of this. We can do full examinations.
There's a gleam in his eyes that you're like, oh no. But yeah. I'm sorry, I'm having a very hard time focusing because the cat. And Trent is gone. Oh, he's back.
Oh.
I thought you were just striking a very dramatic, like...
No, I died.
Yeah. But yeah. As you guys head out, or are starting to head out, Mavinda raises a hand. Hold on a moment. Unfortunately, the speaker wishes to have a word with you all.
Specifically us?
Yes.
Oh.
She lets out this, like, here's another person I have to wrangle kind of, like, sigh of frustration. You get the implication that she probably sent him a sending while you were chatting with Tavash. Where is he, Deans? Well, I thought I had his art here, so maybe I didn't, and I'm a liar. He's gonna show up in a flash of blue light. And he steps out, having very dramatically teleported into the space. He's like, well, hello there. It's my favorite first years. The second years. My favorite second years. I'm sorry, you all go through school so fast, I forget. I'm going to pull up artwork for this man in a little bit, but in the meantime, he's just going to be talking to you all. So, he's a very muscled old man with a blindfold on.
Yeah.
So, I hear that you saved the school yet again, and at the same time lost another spire. Well, the fact that you're doing the job of my campus's staff is quite disappointing, but also quite impressive.
Somebody who gets it.
Oh, I'm sure they get it. You're giving Mavinda a right headache, you are, by being more competent than the staff. Nils is, like, bristling at everything he's saying.
I think we're just easily approachable, and then we deal with situations because people underestimate us.
I honestly agree. There's also something to being on the ground. After all, it's you kiddos who know all of the rumors. It's not professors. It's just a different circle. Should it have been professors who had been infiltrated by the Auric, I'm sure the professors would be the ones handling it. But it sounds like it's mainly a student body issue. I would say we should start probing, but I don't want to mess with the privacy of our students. Do you disagree, Syntax?
Well, we'll lose a couple more spires and then we can make a plan.
I think free will and the right to privacy is intrinsically important. We have the ability to take it away, but if we do, then we set a precedent that allows us to abuse people simply because we have the power to do so. Will you be quiet, Lilith? I'm just going to let her out, because if I don't, it's never going to stop. Hold on a second.
Will you please be quiet? Inspirational, Lilith.
Oh, so now I open the door and you don't want to go out?
Yeah, there's a cat.
Oh my god.
Okay. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm just gonna see little black paws sticking underneath the door. Last time she loafed so close to the door that it was honestly really pathetic.
Mr. Professor Dean, the speaker.
Yeah, Director Taiva, voice of the founders.
There we are. Remind me again what happens if all of the spires turn into snarls?
Well, at that point, it destabilizes the material plane. That sounds very terrifying, but realistically, all of these snarls should actually dissipate. Save the one in the center of the library, and everything will go back to normal. Except for the fact that gods and outer planes will be able to interact with our world as freely as they always have been pre-calamity. So in other words, interplanar travel will be easily accessible, which the academic in me kind of likes, but the, well, as the voice of the founders and the ones who literally put the locks in place, I'm obviously against it. The world is more stable without the influence of the gods, or I should say direct influence of the gods. Their magic is potent and it corrupts the material plane. It allows for struggles far beyond that of mortals to influence and, well, hurt mortals. Here, our only problem is our own hubris. For the most part, there's still things like hags and lesser demons who are here, such as Damogoth.
Oh, we have to take care of that. There's a pond issue.
I'm sorry, a what?
Have we talked about... Oh, too bad Imogen isn't here. Okay, Earthana, once again, I feel like you could speak on this much better than I could. Wasn't there a reflection-y thing that you saw? We should check on that.
Hang on, I'm trying to remember. I turned into a goat. There was a reflection in the fountain on Silverquill, and the snarl reflected almost what looked hellish.
It sounds like we have an outer plane already trying to make contact. Fascinating.
Oh.
Sounds like something on the other side knows what's going on here.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a godly influence at some point in this whole excursion.
That something on the other side also tried to make contact with us when we were under Quandrix.
He claps excitedly and then, like, corrects himself, and he's like, sorry, wrong response. No, that is a bad thing. Tell me. He produces a quill and paper out of nowhere. Do you have any descriptors for this being? Perhaps I can help determine who they are.
They had... Their face was almost in the middle of their being. And...
So sorry. Puts up a hand. Physical description is probably not going to be very helpful. Any deity strong enough to push through with only one spire destroyed is something mutable. Give me feelings, impressions, powers, names, statements, things like that.
Feeling of nothingness, of cold, of almost lifelessness.
Oh, well then that's easy, he says with a matter-of-fact dot with his quill, and the entire parchment vanishes and the quill vanishes. You were simply interacting with the Chained One. Thazadum, the father of the abyss, the corruption of the world itself, the seed of all evil. Chaos incarnate? one would call him evil, but that implies a level of maliciousness that is not in their being. They simply are destruction, are chaos, are rot and decay. Father of all primordials. The first god of this world, chained and bound in the abyss, the wound that his corruption created. Well, that's not particularly good, but on the flip side, I'd argue it's better than it being any of the other outer planes.
That's our best scenario?
Well, yes, because you see, there's no god stronger.
Oh.
No, that's a good thing.
You think it's a good thing because only the strongest god has been able to make contact.
Exactly. Had it been worse, I think my door is opening because the cat was flipping out. Hold on a moment.
Speaking of doors being opened.
Oh, she zoomed. Okay. Thank you, Emily. Yeah, so she learned her lesson quick. Okay.
Lilith, the strongest god to open doors between planes.
She was doing her ninja run where she's like down low running.
Oh my god.
She's an idiot. She's afraid of her own shadow. I love her, but God, no. Well, yes, it is a good sign. Had it been a simple demon lord or a devil, that would imply that the boundary is so weak that just a strong entity, I should say that, an entity, not even a deity, can push its way through. It is true that with this second spire gone, we will see probably more influences from stronger individuals. Potentially demon lords, potentially divine entities. But if what you've described is true, Thar-Zadun was only able to push, I'd argue, maybe only a bit of consciousness our way. Which is fascinating as well, because Thar-Zadun is beyond consciousness. So consciousness in and of itself is a new reality for it. So I'd argue something would have had to pull it here, actually. It wouldn't have just forced its way in. It's the chained god. It's trapped in the abyss. No, something caught its attention. He pulls back out the quill and starts writing again. This gives me lots to ponder, that I will investigate on my end, as it is an issue of my scale, not of student scale.
So when are we going to tell people?
Well, I would recommend nothing, he says, clasping his hands together as the quill and paper disappears again.
Okay.
No one remembers it anyways.
Mm.
If you told them, it would just cause a panic.
We're not going to probe people's minds, but we're not going to tell people things either. So we're just going to do like an ignorance thing.
I'm glad you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're not going to violate their self-liberty, but at the same time, we're not going to tell them of the dangers they face. Had you known all the dangers you constantly face and that the school crushes annually, it would cause panic. I can't tell you how many people have done things that are near cataclysmic that well, let's just say there's a reason why the Dragon's God exists. Well, right now there's an issue in the outlying region of Ansara. But you don't see me telling you all about that. Oh, wait.
I mean, you kind of did.
Well, the intent wasn't... Whatever. realistically, if the issue persists, once you're in your 3rd years, you may actually be aiding us in dealing with that. Hopefully the issue will be gone, but 3rd year on, we try to give you practical knowledge. Internships, if you will. That does remind me, Keathana, may I speak with you after all of this?
We can talk now. We can go. Goodbye.
Well, that solves things, Keathana. Let's go for a walk.
Oh my god. Just moving along.
You can see Mavinda doing the, like, I don't want to leave Keathana alone with him, kind of, like, hover. And then Tavash is like, we're good, Mavinda. You can go back to what you're doing. Don't mind us. To which she really hesitantly just sort of waits helplessly in her office as he leads you walking. Is there an area?
Keathana is a little anxious and overwhelmed because she has no idea what the voice of the founders could want to speak with her about by herself. So she has like just every now and then little flames are just sparking from her fingertips, and she's like trying very hard to cut it out, but she's a little anxious.
He's just like walking, talking to you, like the tip of your hair starts burning, and he's like, tss, and like just like puts it out casually, like it's not a problem. He's like, he pulls around at the scrolls on his hips. Do you like the beach, Keathana?
The beach?
Have you ever seen the shore? You grew up in a
No.
rural region of Insara, so I'm curious.
No, I haven't.
Well, then let's go there. He throws the scroll forward, and a ring appears from the scroll, and you can see it's a teleportation spell. On the other side...
What in the Doctor Strange?
Very much so. On the other side is this rolling coastline. Think, like, Cliffs of Dover, white cliffs over, like, an ocean. After you!
Keathana's gonna take a big breath and then step through.
He steps through and the thing folds up behind him with a little pop. Yeah, I figured this is a nice and pretty location. And figured if we're going to have a private conversation, might as well have one that's truly private, no?
Sure.
You watch as a fractal chair and bench start forming out of the ground, and he sits on them and gestures for you to sit as well.
She sits down.
Keathana, I mentioned briefly that we're having a bit of a problem with a region in Insara. This region, in truth, is your home. I would like to formally request that you do not return home during the holidays or between semesters and years until this is fully resolved. You, in particular, are in greater risk than most everyone else.
Why?
It's complicated, and I would like to tell you more, but unfortunately, you and your friends have a track record of getting involved. Just know that we're doing everything in our power to help you and your loved ones, but that in order to prevent pain, staying removed may be the best course of action.
What loved ones?
You have a sister, no?
Yes, but she is my only family member. So you say loved ones, and I assume you specifically mean my sister.
I unfortunately do. She's rather, let's just say she's gotten in over her head a little ways. And I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't progress any further.
What do you mean?
Okay, Earthana, it's important that I emphasize that sometimes individuals change a lot more than we expect in a very short amount of time. Your sister has undergone some changes. But if all goes well, hopefully we can revert those changes, make sure that she is back to her proper self soon enough. But it will only make matters more difficult for both you and her, should you try to get involved. I'm not telling you not to, but I'm formally requesting that you don't.
Is she in danger?
Unfortunately, yes. But I fear the danger is more from herself than from others, and I fear she's more of a danger to others than, well, again, she's not quite herself.
My sister runs an apothecary. I don't understand how she could be a danger to anyone. She's a regular human. How can she be?
Sometimes motivations. We can have the best of intentions, but we inadvertently get in over our heads, as I'm sure you have experienced firsthand. I fully believe this is the case with your sister, as all of my research has gone into seeing her as a fully well-rounded and caring individual. You see, sometimes healers find their way into magics that they should best leave alone. And sometimes those magics can change people. What do you know of vampirism?
Nothing.
I regret to inform you that your sister Raethana has in fact been what is called turned. She now is a vampire, and a potent one at that. In the span of mere months, she has amassed a potent following. I don't know what her
situation. And Sarah is my sister. She's not affected by the situation. She is the situation.
Yes. I wanted you to hear from me so that it wasn't a surprise. But it is getting to the point where it looks like we may be mobilizing the Dragon's Guard.
Against my sister.
Yes. Would you like to see what she's become? I have a image from an informant. Mental image, but they're quite real feeling sometimes. If you would rather not see her that way and instead see her how you remember her, then By all means, you're welcome. But
Show me. Please show me.
he says quietly, please close your eyes. He places his hand on the side of your head, very Vulcan mind meld-esque. And you see this image flash before your eyes. I do have artwork for this. She is not the Rhaethana you once knew. But vampirism is not there. It's difficult, but there is a way to reverse it. But it's physically and emotionally very painful. My hope is that we still can save her from herself. And I want you to know
How?
that there's magics involved. But on her end, she will have to repent. Willingly give up the power she's been given and feel genuine remorse for all those that she has hurt. That alone can prove fatal for some. To become acutely aware of all of the wrongs you've committed in life, even just as a normal mortal, is sometimes more than what we can bear. When you've become a creature who preys on the innocent, those wrongs compound. One must clean the soul before the infection can be cleansed from the body. I'm also telling you this because should we capture her, you may be our only hope in eliciting that change. And I fully intend to try to save her. Because the woman she was before this transformation, well, she seemed like the best of us from what I gather.
She was.
She is more than what this monster is now. It is perhaps best to think of her as something that merely took her body, took all of her selfish desires and compounded them. I don't know if she's been in contact with you, but I'm sorry, that's a lie. I know that you have been writing her and that her responses were less than kind. But I like to imagine that was her pushing you away, protecting the last little thing she actually still feels vulnerable with. Do not bet on her keeping you safe in the future.
Is that you warning me from staying away from her?
For your safety and hers. If you get injured, if you die, she's lost. Come next year, I may, in fact, request that you and your friends are deployed to help us with this. And if so, it's in truth because I hope you can pull her back. But, I also understand if that's something you're not comfortable with. It's why I'm mentioning it to you now, so you have a good half a year to ponder it. Think it over, and hopefully we will have solved this problem and she'll be in our custody long before then. But, I have a feeling that might not be the case.
What exactly are the Dragon's Guard's orders in regards to my sister?
it's... the goal is...
Not the goal. What are their orders?
to stop her. As her brood grows, her power does as well, but it takes away the liberty of the people. She turns them into her thralls, unable to push against her will. She cures them of their illnesses, of what has been ailing them, at the cost of their own freedom. Something that I'm sure reads as a mercy in her mind, the way it is now. She's saved them from the pain of life, at the small cost of unending loyalty. But I ask you, is a life without free choice really all that worth living? And that's the thing. I believe she is just as much a slave to her powers as her thralls are slaves to her. I don't know who gave her this. I don't know why. Hopefully I will soon. But as we speak, she's already taken control of a quarter of the country.
Quarter.
Again, Insara is very rural. The Cathars are pushing back against it. Of course, the capital of Goldheart could not give a shit. But I've never been much of a fan of that horned bastard. I say this to you. Never mention it in front of a child. His child, not her. I misgendered him. Apologies. I don't give a shit.
She wouldn't mind. Honestly, she really wouldn't mind.
But yes, so if Goldheart had worked with us when this first became an... You know what, I'm not going to place blame. This is what the problem is currently, and I wanted you to know because it's going to become public knowledge sooner or later. She's become prolific enough that it is not going to be secret much longer, especially once the Dragon's Guard is deployed, and I'd hate for you to find out that your sister's become public enemy number one, and you were not informed beforehand. We are not a perfect institution, but we try our best to help as many people as we can. We have to use the system, because it's still our best option. Now then, he clasps his hands together. I know this is not the best memory to have for your first visit to the beach, but it is pretty, and I do like to believe that that helped things at least marginally. Now, I think what will help things even more is if we get you back to your friends, no? It's never good to isolate or sit with an old geezer for too long. Come, let's go. He pulls out a scroll and tosses it back. Let's, you like the tavern? No, I'm sorry, I'm not going to send you to where there's alcohol. What about, I don't know, what do young folk like now? Chess?
You can just send me to the Fury Gale. That would be fine.
Well, I like your style. He does something with the scroll, and sure enough, when he throws it out, there's just a torrent of magic on the other side. Fury Gale, straight ahead. I'm going to stay here for a little while, to gather my own thoughts, but, toodaloo, Kaethana, and thank you for being such a wonderful young woman. I don't know if enough people have told you that, but You truly are a delight.
Thank
I'm
you.
also lying. I know enough people have not told you that, but it's true.
Thank you. She's gonna step through.
It pops closed.
When Kay enters the Fury Gale, wherever she is within the Fury Gale, she's just going to allow her body to fall backwards and kind of emotional release. She's not going to say anything. She's not going to speak. She's just going to let it all release.
So as a nuke goes off in the Fury Gale, what is everyone else doing? Is anyone else doing anything, I should say? You don't have to be doing anything. Cool. Eventually the next week kind of starts up, and sure enough, by that... Oh, did someone say something? I thought I heard something for a sec. Never mind. By the end of the week, sure enough, Syntax, in the middle of one of your Quandrix courses, you're given a everybody out signal, and yeah.
Oh no, what could be happening?
Yeah, and the Fury Gale, or not Fury Gale, but the Quandrix Snarl forms in the sky. I had artwork for this too, but I don't know where I put it, so I'm going to poke around and try to find it, but once I find it, it's going to look really cool.
There's artwork for all of them? Fuck.
Yeah, all of them. There is actually artwork for all of the Snarls.
Okay.
Which is partly why I was like, oh, I'm going to use this. But yeah. But yeah. Eventually, the week passes. You guys get back more into the swing of things. Your knowledge about Rayarthana probably doesn't feel great, but also at the same time, it does explain why she was pushing you away, which weirdly might feel better. I don't know.
It's not very much, but a little bit, but not very much.
Yeah, like you're relieved by...
Yeah, like relieved that there's a reason behind it besides just believing. But yeah, not psyched about the actual reason. So
yeah, I get that for sure. Classes go on as you would expect, but you do notice that as the weeks progress, people are seeming to comment on the fact that there aren't that many 3rd and 4th years. It seems like it's now becoming common knowledge, like people are finally recognizing it. Proving that, sure enough, the magic that was kind of messing with everyone's minds is fading, along with, since you took down the thing. Is there anything that you guys would like to do as the weeks progress through the semester?
There's a scene I want to have. I don't want to do it today.
Oh. This doesn't have to be an actual scene, but Kay hasn't told anyone yet, but she is still asking... she's still basically asking Astrid to help her write letters, and she's writing letters more frequently. She's writing them every day now.
Aww.
Look.
That's really cute.
You're so upset, Emerson. You did this.
I know. I know, but
Don't be sad.
it's very good. But
You set up this Jenga tower.
Are you kidding me? It's great. I'm happy. She's making great character choices. I'm over here very happy, but also sad at the same time. It's great. It's some good shit. Like,
some good shit.
That's one way to describe it for sure.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so the this snarl is not necessarily in the sky so much as it is tangling up behind the campus in the woods. It's visible, it's still massive, but here, let me show you what it looks like. I don't know why I said it like that.
To be creepy.
Yeah. I will say, I think the speaker's voice might be one of my favorite voices to do. My insane old man voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is what this one looks like.
Let's go running through it.
I know, right? This one is one of those that, like, I want to touch it. Like,
It's
I shouldn't, but I
tempting.
really, like, I want to touch it.
I want to go to there.
But whereas before the first one was tangling together radiance and shadow, this one is tangling together what looks to be almost water and air with the green vines of nature. Very clearly blue and green magics.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Again, it's sealed off with
Very
Tyva's magic. But yeah. Once the snarl does appear, Mina Lee does demand an interview. It's no longer a request. So what do you end up telling Mina for the school paper? The Strixhaven Star?
Who does she ask?
All of you. She probably corners Kaerthana and then makes Kaerthana call all of you. She says that she's like, I'm your friend, but no, you have to tell me. This is a big deal, and if I don't get this in, like, if this isn't in this next edition, what's the point? Like, what? I can't even call myself a reporter.
What?
You know, like,
Nothing happened. I don't know what's happening.
She looks at you with, like, the most,
Just
like,
give.
I'm gonna hurt you look.
Just fucking gaslighter.
To be honest with you, Mina Lee, I almost died. So that's the story I have to tell you. And that's all that I remember from the situation is I almost didn't make it out of there. So
Out of where?
the situation.
Which was?
Which was?
Oh god, it echoed, but it was kind of perfect.
Of her almost dying
From what?
from death.
She looks like she's contemplating kicking you across campus. Like, she is so unamused. Like, she's used to doing the wordplay, but she's also a, like, Silver Quill student. She's like, I fucking deal with this every day. I don't need it from a little Prismari little owl.
Death! Obviously. Can Carly have inspiration for that?
Yeah, also, Deja, I want to give you inspiration if you don't already have it, because the way you've handled what I threw at you was great.
Thank you. Also, please give to Trent for the whole I wanted to give it in the moment where you were telling the teachers when someone trusts you. That's exactly the time.
I also meant for you just hitting on Tavash. I've been meaning to give you it because it's just you like go so hard with that and you just sit with it.
There's no balancing on it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So Carly, Deja, Trent, please all take inspiration.
Damn, I gotta step my game up.
Mina Lee, we'll save you some trouble. We're not going to tell you what fucking happened, so get off our back. We would if we
Holy
could.
shit.
Roll persuasion / intimidation, whichever one you're trying to do. Intimidation?
I mean, I have a better persuasion, but it's intimidating. I don't even have my character sheet up.
I can look at what it is real quick.
Hang on. I'll roll it on the app.
Because it doesn't even know what like half of you guys are talking about.
That's true. Ryza doesn't even remember.
Ryza can't remember any of it.
What the fuck you guys talking about? What do you mean? There was an orc and that was it.
Auric? She hones in on that.
Oh, fuck.
Well, no, that was not Ryza. That was Dylan.
I know. I'm just.
You said it.
You have a +3 to intimidation, Trent.
I'm rolling it. Oh, it was a 6.
She just calls your bullshit. No, you said that you'd tell me. That was the whole thing.
Here's the thing, Mina Lee. I say a lot of things.
Yeah,
and then
I know, and you lie through
mind.
your ass, but we're not going to do that right now, because here's the thing. It's beneficial to have an ally in the school newspaper. I can get you information, and whatever, whenever you need it. I'm the one who busted the story about Aurora being an Auric agent. I have my connections, and you lot seem to get in trouble quite a lot. I'm sure my information would be helpful to you when you're, I don't know. I'd like to imagine you plan ahead on these endeavors.
You don't know us.
That's why I said I'd like to imagine. I do know 2 of you pretty well, and... Yeah, what am I saying? You don't plan ahead, but you should plan ahead. And I could help with that. I have my connections. I'm good at this. I'm not going to say I'm going to sabotage you or anything like that. If not, I'm not Grace.
Mina Lee.
What?
When Syntax said if we could tell you we would, they meant it.
So is someone pushing this under the rug? Is there a conspiracy?
It's not a conspiracy.
So
We are doing more people good by not telling you what.
Does it have to do with the missing students?
Missing students?
What missing students?
Don't play stupid. It's all anyone's talking about. The low 3rd and 4th year count.
You want your story? Why don't you think about what happened this semester? And write about that.
A snarl appeared.
Before? Tell me one thing that happened this semester.
It was a pretty boring semester, Syntax.
Is it always? It's never a boring semester.
The students have been missing this entire year, and only now you're realizing that they're not here.
Just write about that.
You don't think that's weird?
Are you implying that the same Auric mind mage who messed with Aurora's mind has been messing with the minds of everyone?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Roll a fucking deception, Syntax.
God.
I think I'm not good at those. Ironically, I'm not good at those.
Is there any way I can help?
I'm using my inspiration.
If you can say something in character that would help, I'll give him advantage on this roll. But you have to come up with something to say.
See?
I did. How does Mina Lee know that it's a mind mage and not just an Auric agent?
Because we know that...
She's piecing together from last semester.
Yeah, because Aurora lost her memories.
And we haven't found that. Yeah.
Well, Mina Lee, we never said anything about a mind mage being involved in this.
No, but if we are forgetting and only now paying attention to things, and if the Auric were involved last time when a snarl appeared now,
That seems like a fairly powerful spell to enact on an entire campus.
Yes, but a mind mage already enacted a spell on someone that can't be recovered by the faculty. This is the best magical healing in the nation, on the continent. And if they can't recover her mind, that's a powerful mage.
Yes, but that was a very intricate spell for one person with very specific
exactly
memories.
why we're starting to remember now.
Why would we start remembering now?
Because
Listen,
the
your
spell's
mind mage
broken.
is a student, and yes, we were in contact with them, but they made sure we didn't remember much. There's your story.
Auric, summon another snarl. Mind mage plays
If we had
tricks.
anything to deal with that, we don't remember.
Roll a deception again.
19 was what I rolled.
Okay, cool. I didn't hear what you rolled. Okay.
No, it's fine. I was just waiting for the moment.
Sorry.
Yeah, she seems placated by this. Well, I appreciate you all being honest with me. And again, I don't think keeping secrets from the school at
Well, our
large is
worry
good.
is that we don't want people to worry. So if you can spin this in a way of maybe we can all figure out who this mind mage is, would be quite a useful thing that I think you could consider writing about.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
I'll tell you, we're worried about it. They know that we have some information on them.
Who do you
I don't
think
go
it
around.
is? I'm off the record, obviously. I'm not going to post anything unless I know for sure. I only posted about Aurora because I knew for a fact.
Do you not worry for your own safety?
I can take care of myself. If I'm in trouble, then that means I'm on the right track.
What's your plan if you run into trouble? Especially with a mind mage who can make you forget everything.
Well, looks like I just need to write more things down.
You think they can't destroy your records?
I think they'd have to find all of my records. I'm
You
a
think they can't
journalist.
find them?
No, I don't think they can.
You just said that they're a powerful mind mage, powerful
Okay,
enough
well,
to make an entire campus
okay.
forget.
Yes, I
You think
did
they
say
can't
that.
find your
So they can
files?
probably probe my mind and find it. I get it. But what does that... What, I'm not going to try then? That's asinine. If you
No,
never
that's
try,
fine.
nothing will get better.
No, that's fine. We're just hoping you know the actual level of
Yes,
danger.
that I'm getting into stuff over my head. I don't care. If I don't
Why?
do something about it, it's going to drive me insane.
Everybody cares about their own safety, even at the smallest level.
Well,
Why don't
yeah.
you care?
I do, but again, it's more important that people know the truth.
Yes.
So it's simple. My safety is not as important as that.
I can respect that.
So, off the record, who are you suspecting? I know I can name names.
How can you name names?
Well, if they're a mind mage, that already means that they need to be somewhere that focuses on blue magic. That means school-wise, they're probably Quandrix or Prismari.
Yes, but the Auric have made a point of saying that they don't like when magic is kept separate, so how do you know that they only stick to the one thing they're good at,
I
even
don't.
undercover at school?
But if you're that potent at it, I imagine you are deeply specialized in blue magics.
Well, then
Well,
you're
we
that
already-
potent at it that you don't need to learn more at the moment undercover at a school.
but
Hang on, Astrid,
if you're going to get enrolled in a campus,
I would love for Mina Lee to figure out who this is. Because I do not enjoy going to class every day and wondering if the next time I walk into a quiet hallway, somebody's going to whisk me off to die. We know
I
that they're
agree.
students. We know that they're not Rubina.
she just laughs at this overtly. I like how you eliminated that.
We know that they're not Greta.
Okay. Well, first off, why the fuck would it be Greta?
They
She's
had a very
incompetent at everything except her own muscles.
It would
Well,
be
they-
a good
they had
cover.
a very confident and
Annoying laugh. I'm kidding. No.
That would be a dead giveaway.
There was a testosterone-esque vibe to them as well.
Oh, I get. Yeah, okay, that's fair. No one postures like she does.
They are probably from Prismari. You're right.
Okay.
I also think you need to be careful because a lot of the things you've said are kind of little red flag things that I think other Auric agents might agree with.
Like,
if you aren't already an Auric agent.
Like what?
You're very passionate and willing to just break the rules and do what you want regardless
I'm an
of what others
investigative
heed.
reporter. But I do like that you're not ruling me out. I do appreciate that. I'm a little hurt, but I think I'm prouder than I am hurt. Is that?
You also were
It's not
to
Quintilius.
first break the story on Aurora.
Wouldn't that mean that I suppose that would be a great cover if I was an Auric agent, no? I know that one of my agents is outed, so I break it so that I'm not suspicious. I could see that.
So we told you a couple people we knew who it isn't. So you told us that you have some
Hold on.
information.
The person that I'm on is, why do you think it's not Quintilius?
A
lot is still on the table.
He
It's
was
not
going to be my
Quintilius.
number one suspect.
He was ours
Why?
as well.
What are your reasons for it?
I've never seen him perform magic.
Didn't we see him perform magic at some
We have.
point?
Yeah, we have. When
You
we
have?
fought some froggies.
Oh, I wasn't there, that's why.
What type of magic did he use?
Red and blue.
Okay. Is he competent with his magic?
Not... for the time, yes, but it wasn't jaw-dropping. It wasn't leagues above the rest of us.
Well, regardless, he's not very flashy with his magic. No? If I was secretly more powerful than I wanted people to believe, I probably...
The first thing I did when we were done with this situation was call him over. He's not the Mind Mage.
I can also corroborate that when you called him over, he was with me that entire evening. So if you had interacted with the Mind
What
Mage
were you
before
doing?
that... I work at the frickin' Bows End Tavern.
What
Sorry,
was
not
he
Bows
doing?
End, what is it called?
Fire Jolt. What were you,
Fire
what were
Jolt.
you two doing at the Fire
that was
Jolt
me messing it
tavern?
up, not her. Yeah.
Having
I
a good
work
time?
at Fire
What?
Jolt. I'm the
What was
man.
he doing there?
He was studying.
Why was he studying there?
Because he's stupid and wanted to do this play in its native fucking dead tongue. And I was trying to
Oh
tell
my
him that
God.
no one understands it and it's not going to read. But,
It's not
you know,
good, it's true. He doesn't give up on that.
no, it's really kind of really annoying.
Yes, annoying.
But we're both in the Dead Languages Society together, and he was asking for my feedback with it, and I was humoring the kid. Again, she's only a year older than you guys.
Can I insight check?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Thank you.
It's not good, but it's not going anywhere. It's only a 10.
With the 10, she's not lying.
Alright. I'm sure.
Also, all of that backs up with like what Syntax says Quintilius fucking does. It's
Yeah.
literally in his character description that he gives speeches in like the dead language of it.
What a nerd.
No,
Yeah.
he is. He's so lame.
No, he's really not cool, but he thinks he is.
We can call
Yeah.
him over right now if you want to rule him
No,
out.
no,
if
no.
that's not
You bring
enough.
up a good point. He was with me that evening, so at least for me, assuming you can believe that I'm not an Auric agent and just covering for him, I can decide.
Quintilius is not an Auric agent.
Cool. I think I agree with you there. So my next list, well,
That's about all the Prismari I don't go to Prismari campus.
I think it's Nora and Wu then. Think
You
about it.
think
Her
Nora's
dad's a
capable?
dean. She doesn't get
Oh.
along with him.
I'm going to tell you something, but you can't put this in your report.
She does the like lips are sealed.
This is going to help you figure out who it is. They really, really hate Mavinda. This orc agent.
She furrows his brow. Why?
Has a personal thing. I don't know. We didn't get into it.
I mean, it probably has to do with her time in the Dragon's Guard, but that is good. I'll start looking into what she's done, see if she has any connections to any current students. That's good.
I am curious to know more about that as well, personally.
I mean, most of the Dragon's Guard stuff is classified for at least 15 years, but maybe I can find stuff, even if it's anecdotal. That's a good one. I'll look into that. So right now, I would say Nora is probably a good suspect, and then she shoots Karathan a little bit of a look, and
Yeah.
maybe Xanther.
Don't say what you're going to
Careful.
think.
Oh, Xanther makes perfect sense.
I mean, no one's
How?
that dumb.
Tax.
What?
No one's that dumb, Karathan. He's so
He's not
dumb,
dumb.
but also
He's
so
not
good at everything. That doesn't make sense.
Then how can he be dumb if he's good at everything?
Exactly.
He's not dumb.
He's not.
That's more the route I was going, yes.
But
Okay,
he could
fine.
be an
You're
orc
the
agent.
one dating him, and I think I can pretty solidly say that you're not Auric. So if you're vouching for him, I'll knock him off my list. Or
Just
at least
figure out
bump him
more
down.
about his past. Nora's
His past?
so sweet.
I
Yes,
mean,
what do you know about him? What have you talked to? Ask him about his family.
I don't know
if he has
anything
that.
about him other than that
How does nobody know anything about
okay,
him? He's
well, I
he's
know
the
a
most
little bit
popular.
about him. He's second generation from Karanay. Karanay is the continent across the ocean. It only connected with this world 100 years ago. He's a Genasi. Genasi are not native to this continent. They only come from that continent. If he's second generation, that means his parents moved here. He's the first one going to school and getting an education here. So I guess that's second generation.
I would think it's not Nora and Wu, because if Nora was getting revenge on anyone, it would
Yeah,
be
on her father.
Ambrose.
Yeah.
That's true.
And as far as I know, I think
And if anyone, it would be Killian, not Nora.
You know, I don't think Killian's the Mind Mage, but he would make a decent Auric agent.
What? Oh, this is sad. Never mind.
Again, I'm not going to make any of this public knowledge. No need to start a witch hunt for no reason. If everyone starts accusing everyone, then, well, it'll be a problem. But,
It's a very quick downhill slope.
exactly. I know what to write. There's a reason why I only write once I have evidence, but I do have evidence that the Auric are connected to the Snarl, and the Mind Mage has been messing with people's minds. So,
Why don't we
That's what
just
I'll
find
worry about.
another mind mage to deal with this?
mind magic is one of the most difficult forms of magic. It
Oh, we
almost
know one.
exclusively works if it's born native talent. You know, hold on, you know one?
We met one.
She gives the, like, well, here's a new story look at you.
Oh no, there's nothing more to say.
Fine. I'll let
Um,
that slide for now.
You want to know how they... Without their mask on, which they can't wear all the time, just think weird thoughts if you had any of our suspects. Eventually they'll... Oh, that's also going to be a problem. They're going to know that you know now. So you're as good as dead now. Sorry.
I'm sorry, they just, why?
Well, they can read your mind.
With a spell.
No, they weren't casting a
They
spell the
just
whole time.
casually can read surface thoughts. That's incredible.
Dintac.
What? The mind mage that we met?
No, I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense. What if
I'm just saying that's a good way of figuring out who it is if you just make a ridiculous enough thought and there's some sort of reaction. I'm just
You
saying.
start laughing.
She starts chuckling. She's like, oh, I can do that.
Good.
Okay. Is it weird that I'm kind of motivated after this meeting?
You're so dead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. But, I'll have fun till then. And if Aurora's anything to come off of, I won't be dead. I'll just be, what's that spell?
I have a question about Grayson.
Feeble-minded. I'll just be feeble-minded.
Grayson
Close.
is the other reporter, correct?
Yeah.
How accurate is their work?
Annoyingly so, but he also does put his own opinion in there sometimes. And if you get on the bad side of him, he will probably let his own personal bias in a bit too much.
Well, maybe he's a mind mage and can just read minds, and that's how he always gets a good scoop.
His opinions seem a wee bit too pointed to be otherwise.
You're not... Huh.
There you go. Seems like you have plenty of work to do.
Well, I'm going to be honest, that also does make me more nervous now because I work with him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be someone that I don't see that much.
No. It's always an issue. They're always going to be somewhat close to you. And
See,
even
now
if he
I'm
is
just going to be paranoid. Whatever.
You should be. Thank you, finally.
She laughs a little bit. She's like, this is fine. This will be fun. Gotta stay on my toes, right?
You are going to fuck this up so bad right when you get close to the end of this.
Probably. But,
so check in often.
Self-awareness is key, I guess.
Kaerth and I work together. It's gonna be fine. We can talk scoop, talk business while we work. That's a thing. It's also a great place to get information. I'll see everybody. We'll mingle. I'll think really dirty thoughts to them, and if any of them start blushing,
Mm-hmm.
What if they aren't affected by that?
Of all people to ask that question.
I think I can think up something bad enough to make anyone uncomfortable.
The agent has a dark sense of humor. I'm sure they could chuckle at something you randomly thought.
At the very least, I just need to make them uncomfortable. Why else would anyone be uncomfortable with just me thinking something at them? It's not like I'm going to have to stare at them while I'm thinking at them.
Just don't make it too obvious.
Yeah, now that I said that, just imagine me in the back corner just staring at someone. Like, that would make me... Okay, you know what? This isn't helpful anymore. I'm just rambling. I need to write this because it goes into editor for... I need to get it in a day and a half. So I'm going to go write this. Thank you. And have fun with finals coming up.
Don't quote any of us on this, please.
No. Of course not. Of course not. You're good. She gives a little salute. You didn't hear me quote my informant about Aurora, now did you? And then she gives
No, you didn't tell us about that, though. You said you were.
Did I? I don't recall this. She gives you a, like, fuck you, I can play the same game look.
Yeah, but we actually gave you information after playing the game.
Okay, that's fine. You know that little tiny guy?
Which one? We know lots of...
Animal?
We've seen him once or twice.
Heard of him, yeah.
Yeah, he's Very observant.
Interesting.
I couldn't believe that.
You saw him last semester? Isn't he a first year?
She chuckles. Syntax, aren't you in Quandrix? You gotta be more
Yes.
attentive. Kid's been living on campus for since I was a freshman.
Oh, darn, I guess I don't notice everything.
Fucking
I
roll
only
a
had-
deception. I'm sorry. I was trying to just let it sit.
It was
but-
so lazy. Yeah. 5.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
she's like, huh. Because you didn't work underneath his aunt all last year at the campus magic labs.
Mhm.
Syntax, he literally has mentioned you by name. I know you know him.
He's my best friend. I didn't want to have to say it out loud.
Wait,
Astra's
really?
just giggling.
Okay, now you're just, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck all of you. And she just, I know, she's like, okay, not really. I'm just frustrated with him, okay? She then, she's like, okay,
Why?
but-
No one was going to tell you anything until I started talking.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. You know, I just, okay, I really do need to go write this because I've got a shift in about 2 hours. Yeah. See you guys later. See ya at work later. Okay.
Bye. Hopefully Grayson doesn't get you.
Okay, thanks. I'm totally gonna sleep
Ominous.
well now. It's not like he lives in the same dormitory as me.
Hey, but if you can't sleep, that means you can write more.
You're not wrong. And she heads off. Sorry,
Oh, I'm
that was a
glad I'm not in-
clusterfuck of a thing, but finals.
Wait. I got a question.
Yes.
Can Astron immediately just walk off and go find Quintilius?
Oh no, yeah, go for it. Why?
Where do I find him?
Right now. This is like after school.
Like right after that conversation, she's gonna immediately start walking
fucking,
off.
he's at the Rose stage in Silverstone campus.
Oh.
Can she just
Of
wait
course
until
he
he's like
is.
free and corner him?
How long are you willing to wait?
However long it takes.
He's practicing on the stage the same monologue that she was making fun of him with, you know? The one in another language. He's essentially doing Shakespeare in ye old English.
Is he just like practicing by
Yes,
himself?
Yes. Are you gonna wait? Because he will be doing it till like 11 at night.
Oh my fucking god.
She'll wait in the shadows somewhere
Yeah.
and just corner
You're
him
gonna know
backstage.
this model by the end.
Yeah. Like, at this point, it's going to be playing in your nightmares for like 2 weeks.
That's fine.
But yeah. Eventually you corner him and he's like, oh yes, I saw you there about an hour ago. Did you like my performance?
It's interesting to say the least. What language is that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. And then he's going to go into a very long dissertation of what language it is, the origin, all this stuff that I don't know.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, he goes into it.
You're the worst.
Why? What brings you here? We never hang out, Astrid. I'm friends
I
with the
know.
rest of your group, and I want to be better friends with you.
That's what you said before, but this never happened.
That's fair. I'm sorry we got off onto the wrong foot when we were in there.
I mean, a lot of things happened. There were a lot of moving parts and pieces
to be
to
fair,
that.
I just didn't. I thought you were with She does like a hushed, like complete stage whisper, Auric. You know.
Well, have I passed your test now?
Well, of course.
I would hope so. I mean, it's been long enough.
Yeah. So, what can I do for you? He's like patting himself with a towel, like he just was like exercising the whole time.
I was just wondering, because we had several questions about magic not working and not being able to contact anyone, and we didn't know if it was on our end or on their end, and I'm just trying to figure it out so it doesn't happen again in case something this insane happens, you know. Where were you when we were down there? I don't know even how to describe where we were. But what were you up to?
Actually, very benign things, but Syntax didn't tell me you were down there. Otherwise, I would have been with you. Yeah, I'm a little bitter about it with him. I'm trying not to be on speaking terms with him, but unfortunately, I'm a social butterfly.
To keep between just you and me, because I don't know if they would be happy if I shared this, I think it's just because they didn't want you to get hurt.
Well, I know that's why, but it's not like I want Syntax to be hurt either. Your breeze blows on him and he falls apart.
I know. But
has he made you do the eye thing? It's gross.
Pardon?
Never mind.
All right.
He says, but realizing he overshared something very personal, and he's just trying to move past it.
I'm just saying, don't take it as personally as you thought it was.
I know. That's why I'm not actually not on speaking terms with him. I just want him to think I'm mad at him.
I don't know if he'll think that.
It's just what we do, Astrid.
All right. I'll leave you on this.
He belittles me, I belittle him. We've got this will they, won't they kind of vibe, you know.
It is what it is, I guess. I won't pry too much into that, but no, where were you? Because no magic was getting through.
Well, I mean, if I'm assuming if it's like the place we went underneath here, he says tapping the ground with his foot. I mean, didn't the walls themselves block magic?
They did. Yes, they did. Yeah, thank you.
You're good. They did.
I'm just trying to remember if, I was playing at that time.
Yeah, technically that's why you went down there with that demigod, because it's a similar kind of magic. So the demigod can manipulate it and teleport in and out.
I guess that makes sense, but
few of us tried to make that I'm an Auric agent, Astrid.
No. I'm trying to figure out what went wrong, so it doesn't happen again. And some of us were trying to make calls before we even got underneath where all of the magic dampening from that place might have been causing it, and things still weren't going through.
Okay, well that's weird. I feel like it should have worked then. Sending stones?
I'm not the magically inclined person, so I don't know.
I can investigate with Rosie. The sending stones are her babies.
Sure, but I'm trying to get on par with everyone involved. And we've already talked to Minali and Xander.
Wait, how's Mina part of this?
Oh, she's just trying to ask us what happened for her news.
Damn it, I know. She followed me. Two guys at the hospital, and
it's fine. I think we handled it pretty benignly.
I mean, she's got spirit. She has spunk, as they say in the acting business.
Is there any way I can tell why he's not saying where he was outright?
Yeah, roll an insight.
Because that went so well last time.
You can also ask him directly.
Yeah, a 5's not going to cut it.
I mean, again, you have a feeling he really was just doing the usual thing, so it's kind of like, where were you last Friday night? And he's just like, I don't know, studying? Like, you get the vibe where it's just kind of like, it was a forgettable night. But you can also directly call him out on it.
Quintilius.
Yes.
Why won't you just tell me where you were? Oh. Everybody else has.
I didn't realize you had that was a problem. I'm sorry, Astrid.
Oh, it's all right. I'm just trying to put pieces together of what all went wrong, and I'd like to not lose the first friends I've ever had.
That's kind of sweet and sad at the same time, but
Well,
I get it. This was what, last Friday, right?
I think so.
I was doing research in the library, I believe. He furrows his brow. He's like, yes, you should be able to talk to Drasimir and get that corroborated if you care. But I was looking into, well, he points to the stage, the language I was using. I wanted to make sure I was translating it properly. You see, there's different dialects for and he goes into a little bit of like a little too much information again about the language he was using for his speech. I had translated it the day before, but I wanted to make sure it was accurate when I realized there were different dialects. So I was studying that. Drasimir helped me find the right area in the library. But I, to be fair, was only really doing that till about 10 at night, and then I went back to the Prismari dorms. And went to sleep.
You just saw Drasimir, that was it?
Well, I mean, I saw other people too, but Drasimir is the only one whose name matters. I say because he's the only named NPC who works at the library right now, but, yeah.
So, is that just because she didn't say an exact day? Would that be the same day that Mina Lee said that they were at the tavern at the same time?
You guys were down there for, like a whole day, give or take. So,
Yeah.
This would be the day before. If you're, asking about the day after?
I'm trying to see if
Yeah, I get that.
it lines up.
Then, so
Without
after,
leading the
then
witness.
after that, he'd be like, the following day I just worked on the speech more. Till you all showed up again, and...
Where?
At Fire Jolt. That's why dumb Mina Lee was following me. She was... Okay, I say dumb. She's great. She's fantastic. She helps me with my speeches.
That makes sense.
She was helping me figure out the dialect, and I just, yes.
Oh, does she know more about this? I mean, it sounded fascinating.
She knows some about it. I'm sorry, my memory really is a bit foggy, so I apologize if it's not thorough enough. I really did go back, went to bed at 10, and then woke up embarrassingly late in the morning, and then went to the, fire drill.
Oh, no, that is plenty. I just, like I said, trying to put pieces together, but that makes sense why Mina Lee somehow figured out we were back as well, so.
She was helping me.
Alright.
Astrid, again, do you think I'm an Auric agent?
No, I'm just trying to figure out Mina.
Oh shit, you think Mina's the Auric agent?
Not entirely that either.
You're trying to rule it out.
I'm worried about her. But at the same time, truthfully, we don't know who could be an Auric agent.
I mean,
and that's how I was raised, to be suspicious. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't mean to do I don't mean it personally.
I can say with the utmost confidence, and obviously my own confidence means nothing, and I am known as a relatively good actor, but I can say with confidence that I'm not the Auric agent, or an Auric agent. After all, I fought alongside you for the first... Well, I guess I kind of fought against you, but I mean, I fought... You get what I'm saying. I was part of the little gaggle of anti-Auric agency.
No, I know.
But yes, honestly, I think Mina is a smart person to be suspicious of, especially that she knew about Aurora.
I mean, I think everyone knew about Aurora once
Well, yeah,
that happened.
once that happened, but the story broke the same day she went to the hospital.
Unfortunately, I was not there for that, so I only have the stories to go off of. But
That's fair, I suppose. But if you want help investigating or anything, let me know, and I'd be more than willing to help.
I appreciate that very much.
I'm
You
not
seem very
always-
thorough in your research.
I'm not always the best late at night. I admit I'm not really a evening person. Once it hits 10 o'clock, I'm just, whew, but most of the time. And I'm also
Understandable.
not really a morning person either. I'm just sort of a middle of the day person.
I will note that down.
If you would like, you can roll another insight.
I'm gonna try, but they've been so bad.
They've been really bad.
Horrendous.
Oh,
Oh my god. It's not a nat 20.
Yeah, you get the feeling that he's telling the truth. He fully believes everything he's saying. There's no lie in his voice.
We've literally caught him out late at night with Animo.
Yeah, so that actually is true. He does see himself as a not. Again, I said there's no lie in his voice. He sees himself as not a night person at all. You can call him out on that night thing if you want.
If you're Quintellus, if you don't mind me asking just one last question. If you say you're not the night person, what were you and Animo doing out late that one night?
What are you talking about?
Is that the Fury Gale, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw you two walking into the Fury Gale.
When?
Astrid would know this. Not
We'll
me.
say, Astrid, I'm pretty sure I didn't do that.
I saw you with my own eyes, Quintellus.
I don't remember it.
Do you remember anything from that day?
I mean, at this point, it was a while ago.
Sure.
That evening? No.
Quite a lot happened that evening.
Did it? I'm sorry. Again, I'm not going to make you re-roll. You sense
Yeah.
no deception in his voice.
All
He
right.
does not remember that.
Interesting.
Roll. Wait. That. In the Fury Gale
Yes.
with Animo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I remember. I was fighting with him. Well, not fighting with him. I was teaching him how to fight. Dika tasked us with keeping an eye on him, and I wanted to help. I'm
not asking any of us to help you. Not that you don't need the help,
No,
but just if she tasked all of us.
Well, he seems a little confused. I don't know why that skipped my mind. I'm very sorry, Astrid. But,
All right.
No, well, to be honest, I kind of wanted to do something that seemed important all on my own, if I'm being completely honest.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Your group is so impressive, and I've just been kind of along for the ride. I'd like to be important in my own right.
I understand.
Roll a perception check for me. 15. You see him awkwardly fiddling with his mom's pocket watch as he's talking.
What's that?
Oh, it's a gift from my mother. He just
I
sort
didn't
of
mean
holds it
to
up.
pry. I just, like we said, we don't hang out much.
No, Syntax actually stole it from me when we first met. It was... She died.
I'm sorry.
It happens. People die. But, yeah, I just keep it with me ever since.
She must have been very important to you.
She was. Astrid, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Fucking.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
His eyes start to glow blue as he looks at you. He's like, I'm sorry, Astrid. I messed up with my mimetic. I should have passed on the memory with Animo. It's unfortunate that I can be a bit clumsy crossing the two identities, but...
Is there any
Well,
reaction I can make?
This isn't the first time that you've figured it out, but hopefully this will be the last. And Astrid, you don't remember this entire conversation.
Fuck. Alright. There wasn't any time to do a reaction?
I mean, roleplay-wise, yes. But no, you are gonna forget this entire conversation.
Yeah, alright.
Say a thing. Say a thing.
We
Am
can
I
have
still-
a conversation if you want, but know that you won't remember any of this, Astrid.
Why are you doing this?
Because I care about you and your friends, our friends, and it's easier if you don't know. Keeps you safer.
How is that caring about us? That seems like it's only caring about you.
No. Knowledge is dangerous, Astrid.
That's what dangerous people always say.
I'm not going to pretend like I'm not a dangerous person, Astrid.
I mean, I had a feeling, but
You've always had a feeling.
like I said, I was raised to be suspicious.
Of course.
It's nothing personal. How far back are you going to make me forget?
Just this conversation, don't worry. You will have, I think, come to the Rose stage and hung out, and we had our conversation, and I answered all of your questions appropriately, and move on from there. You'll have no suspicion of me.
As long as
Okay.
you remember that I complimented your stage work, because that was genuine.
Well, thank you. I should say that other half of me really cares about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. When Syntax stole my mimetic, it actually messed me up for a little bit.
I'm sure it did. Is that really your mother's?
Of course. Why do you think I don't like Lavinda?
What did she do?
What do you
Since
think?
I'm going to forget.
What do you think she did, Astrid? You're a
I
smart
think I
girl.
can guess. I think I can guess.
Well, good for you. It's unfortunate that you suspect Mina Lee.
I suspect a lot of people.
Yes, well, let's change that, shall we? How about you think Mina Lee is perfectly trustworthy?
I think people would start to get suspicious of me if I was suddenly incredibly trusting.
No, you're right. But she convinced you, at the very least, that she's not an agent, right? She was spending time with me, and you know I'm not an agent, so obviously, if she was spending time with me and you trust me completely, then she can't be an agent either.
Hmm.
It's funny. When she was with you down under Silverquill, she always knew you might be a bit of a problem.
That's what a lot of people say. Even urine.
Urin.
Urin.
Do you call him urine? That's hilarious.
Please pretend I said it right.
No, that's
Please.
hilarious. I'm going to hold on to that one.
He's a piece of shit, might as well call him as
Honestly,
such.
I really like it. And again, Astrid, I want to emphasize, I do consider all of you my friends. It's just, unfortunately, I have a goal I have to complete. The fact that Syntax made me misfire that arrow scared the living daylights out of me. I was worried I hurt you all.
So did you know that we suspected you down there?
Of course, I can read your fucking mind, Astrid.
Just wanted to check.
You guys always suspect me. Why do you think I've had to erase your mind so many times?
Are you the one who was erasing our minds with what was going on campus with
No.
Animo's problem?
No. That was quite literally just a problem. That was how that thing worked. Terrifying. But yes, Animo knows the truth about me. Didn't erase his mind. It doesn't really work that way for him, unfortunately. Dragons are complicated.
Well, Mina Lee's wanting to use the idea that the Noric agent is powerful enough to erase the minds of an entire school campus.
Oh, the story that Mina Lee is going to come up
Yes.
with?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she told me.
Who's
we
going
have
to
Sending
believe
Stones
that?
too.
I mean, I would expect you to. It'd be weird if you didn't.
Yeah, I actually like it. It makes me feel very powerful. God knows I wouldn't be able to do that. That's ridiculous.
We also have sending stones. That's not special.
No, of course. That's why I was saying that. She just talked to me after you guys had your whole thing and was like, I'm going to use you as a scapegoat. And I was like, of course you fucking will. So up your alley. And she's like, fuck you. And that's just how we talk.
Do you actually like working together at all?
No, she's a piece of shit.
Then why are you working
She's
with
a
them?
full-on anarchist. She just
Then
wants to
why are
cause
you working?
chaos.
Is
Well,
this
we work
just for Mavinda?
Absolutely.
Or is it for the actual Auric agenda?
No, it's absolutely just to kill Mavinda.
There are
I
other
am
ways to do
fully
that.
aware that my vengeance is mine alone and it's irrational, but to be completely honest, it's the only thing keeping me moving forward. So here I am.
What
Wanting
happens
to
if...
die, but only going to die once I take her out with me.
Why do you want to die?
Because. I don't know if you've ever had someone you've cared enough about, but
Not until
when they're
now.
gone, it's not really a point to stay around now, is there?
Not really.
Again, I care about this little group. I don't plan on hurting them. That's why I keep erasing your memory as well. If you know, Mina Lee will do something about it.
What are you going to do if they come after us anyway? If they do something you're not happy with?
We'll see.
We will, won't we?
My hope is that I can prevent that. After
You can
all,
only be so many
the
places
fact
at
that
once.
Syntax didn't invite me down there already was a bad sign. So long as I'm part of your little group, I can stop the Auric from being, well, you know, an inside man and all. They think they control you better because I'm there. It is true that I did not expect to meet the one man we met at the Citadel. That was remarkable.
It sure was. Gave me a nosebleed twice.
Yes. You see, that's the thing with memetics. It's the other Quintilius that can't talk about Shadrix. Not this one.
Technically, he said we could talk about him. We just couldn't say why and how.
Yes, you're right. But you get what I'm saying. Gosh, I always love these conversations. It's a shame
How
that
many
they
have
have to
we had?
end. You?
Yeah.
2.
Just these two?
Syntax? 7.
Mm-hmm.
Kaethana? 2. Ryza 1. Evie 5, actually. She figures it out a lot.
I have no doubt. She's very smart.
Imogene 0, but that's just because I don't spend much time with him.
He keeps to himself.
Yeah, he's a bit of an idiot.
I wouldn't say that.
He's a musclehead, let's put it that way.
He has his reasons.
Of course. It's all a defense mechanism. It's the same way that I'm my way. When you can hear everyone's thoughts and you know everything about them at first glance, well, let's just say it's easy to realize just how fucked up humanity really is.
I can
so when the
second
good
that.
ones are gone, you want to make the world burn in retribution.
I have one question.
Go for it. We have 2
How much of
minutes.
How much of a danger is Grayson? I assume pretty benign.
Yeah, Grayson's nothing, but I do love that you're suspicious of him. Actually, that's a good one. Let's up that suspicion and lower the meaner suspicion. No?
Whatever makes you happy, Quintilius.
Oh, nothing makes me happy.
Not like I can do anything about it.
You can't. But, until later. See you later, Astrid. And, So, you liked my performance, Astrid? I really appreciate that you watched the whole thing.
It sounded fascinating. Obviously, I don't know what was being said, but you recited it very well.
Thank you. Honestly, I try.
Didn't get the chance to see many performances and plays and whatnot back home, but I've been enjoying seeing them here.
They're good. I
They're
mean,
very good.
yeah, and then he'll just chat about plays and whatnot with you as you walk back to main campus.
Mm-hmm. I bet you will.
Yay! So we're gonna actually end the session there, I think.
Of course we are.
Why
Yeah,
do
yeah.
finals when we can end on that?
No, that was it.
But yeah,
Not Quinty.
yeah, you guys were right. I'm so
No,
happy we
he's
caught
not
him
Quinty
fucking
Boy.
up.
Just Quintilius.
You know how hard it has been to be sitting on this information and
Yeah,
not be
so
allowed to say
Astrid knows that
anything?
both of them are or Alexa knew that both of them were Orc agents from the beginning because I told Alexa before I knew that she was joining the game. So Alexa's known. But yeah,
We're free.
I'm happy
God.
that you called him on his fuck up though, because again, he uses a mimetic, so he genuinely believes everything he's saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because without that, he would have been hard to catch in a lie. Because in his case, that is what he did. He just goes to bed late. I mean, goes to bed early, wakes up late.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hope you guys had fun.
Yes. It's going to make the next scene I want to do with him so much more self-destructively good.
Yeah. No, when you guys dragged him along to all of the crazy shit at the beginning, I was like, this is incredible. This is great.
God.
That's also why he was trying to push you guys to go into Witherbloom after the Orc, not under Silverquill campus. But yeah, literally from the beginning, which is also why when you stole his pocket watch in like session 1, I was like, you did what now? You did what now? Because I had it planned and I'm like, dude, without that, he's literally incompetent. He's not an Orc agent without that. Yeah, so good job, Syntax, fucking up my plans from the beginning.
It's fine.
Sounds like syntax.
We love to see it.
It's great. It's some good shit. So we got some nice plot hooks for future stuff with Ray Earthana. We've got some Auric revelations, and next session we will have finals and start the next semester. Thank you guys for playing. I'm sorry you didn't get to do much, Dylan. I'm very sorry about that.
How
Same.
dare you?
Wait,
Carly. Yeah?
is the ball not the end of this semester? Is it
No,
next
that's
year?
that's next semester's like
Oh.
arc, if that makes sense, is the
Cool.
dance.
Ah, thank
So
God I have
you
time
have
to
a
draw.
lot of time for the dance. There's gonna be,
Cool.
there's stuff going on with the dance too. It's not just a dance, right? Yeah,
It's a whole tri-wizard thing.
yeah,
Blah, blah.
pretty much. I mean, no competition, but yeah, it's the whole like you have your dance classes, you have the dance, you have the like ritual of the dance, you have the assignments that go with it. You have, you know.
That's going to be great going into what we just now know about certain characters.
Delicious.
But yeah.
No.
Yeah. Congrats. I'm happy that you figured it out. I was waiting to do one of these Quintilius scenes, and had Syntax done a scene at night with Quintilius on the Radiant Citadel.
We would have started with that today, but I was not in a position to do that just with my day today.
But there's lots of things where it's like you would have seen a different Quintilius that was a lot more rageful as he was sort of playing with his pocket watch.
Scary.
But yeah.
One of us would have died, so good thing we didn't do that scene.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm very happy. He's one of my favorite characters because of this whole thing, and I'm like, fucking finally, you know. But
I gotta figure out some loopholes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. There aren't really any, realistically.
Not with that attitude.
But yeah, I will let you guys well, we should log off. I know it's an early night, but I have a decent amount of stuff I still have to get done tonight. But thank you guys for joining us. Our 2 viewers, I appreciate you watching us. I'm 90% sure it is just us. But not even Jerry this time.
One of them's me.
The other one's me as well.
Yeah, so it's just us. But hey, we have this on record for us, so that's good. But yeah. Okay.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Goodbye. Well, I don't know.
Bye.
Bye.